Welcome, welcome,
Yep.
welcome. Yes, welcome. Welcome to the Sunday Global Healing Call. All of you beautiful people, thank you for coming this morning. Wow. Oh, look at all the pictures are gorgeous. The faces are gorgeous. Susan, Katie, of course, Robin and Cornelia who are backing me up. Chris, welcome. Leonore, so good to see your face. Beverly, so happy you're here. Linda, I see you're here. I see you're having breakfast. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. And all these other beautiful names. Some of them, oh, Raven, so good to see you. And Luke, thank you. Esther, so happy to see you all. Colin, good morning. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're coming in. Joan, good to see you. Yeah, so welcome to the Sunday Global Healing Call. We're going to do some things a little bit different today. It's not going to be your normal call. And one of the things I would like to know is anyone in our chat, if you're new here, we would love to welcome you. Hi, Marianne. Oh, that's okay. I see your name. I'm so glad you're here. Nasib, oh, welcome. It's so good to see you. Ariana, so beautiful. Good to see you. If you have this book, which is the book that we base all of our calls on, if you have your book, we're going to be using it today in a different way. So if you have it, grab it. If you're new to the call, put your name in the chat so we can welcome you. And before we start, I want to have us take a couple deep breaths, and we're going to be using it today in a different way. Oh, I hear myself. Did you hear me a second time? Woo. So we're asking the lineage, our beautiful Dr. Naram, and all of the Vaidyas before him, all the way back to Master Jivaka, to be part of our choosing today, our quote or the words that we want to use from this book. So when we get there, we're going to play the game where you're going to pick, and anybody who does randomly pick, I'm going to have you raise your hand in your electronic hand, and then I'm going to have a number picked, and we're going to choose that person, and we're going to use that page to find something that we're going to focus our conversation on today. Before we get there, let's clear our minds and have us take some deep breaths and feel our bodies in space and time. Feel those sit bones wherever they're landing, on a couch or a hard chair or the floor, your feet. And take in a deep breath. Breathe in all the wonders of this world, all the wonders that come to be in our experience today. And breathe out a sigh. I want you to think about all the many things that allowed you to be here this morning. Anything, pick a thing that you're grateful for, and just breathe in that gratitude. And let out a sigh. And then remember that opening quote, I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you. Love will teach you. And love is going to have free reign on this call today. Breathe out a sigh. And I would like you, if you have a gratitude, a small one, a big one, just one gratitude that you can put in the chat. And while you're doing that, we're going to put up the disclaimer and tell you that everything that we share here is for educational purposes only. It's not meant to tell you what to do, how to do, and how to live your life, but it's for educational purposes and for your benefit to do with as you need. And as those chats of gratitudes come in, I'm going to have Cornelia share all of the wonderful things that are happening in the community. Cornelia, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, we have very exciting things coming up. This week we have, as some of you already know, we do have art time in our community. So once every month, whoever wants to participate meets to create some art. And we had already beautiful things happening here. And everyone who's participating is always very happy with their outcome. And we have already seen amazing artwork being created in these 90 minutes that they normally meet. Our next meeting is on the upcoming Wednesday on the, now I have to say 11th of December. And it is at, now I have to, where is, I think it's 10 o'clock Eastern time. Is that correct? No? Robin, what's the time?
I think it's 10 o'clock Pacific.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
Pacific.
Sorry. Did I say Eastern? It's 10 o'clock Pacific time. I'm in Germany at the moment, so excuse me, my time is a little bit messed up here. So it's 10 o'clock then Pacific time, which is 1 p.m. then Eastern. Then also upcoming on next Saturday, we do have our next call for the emergency preparedness course that we are in the middle of, more or less. So we have month 3, December, and we already had the main call last week, which was very powerful with Larry Weingarten on the call and talking about how to fireproof a house. And also we were talking again about how to put together a grab and go bag. And on the upcoming Saturday, we do have another call where we actually speak about the hold on, give me 1 second. Because Carol just told me what it's going to be, as there was a slight change. Sheltering in place and ideas for healthy food storage. That is definitely very important in when you are trying to prepare for emergency. What do you put in your pantry? What can you really keep over a long period of time, and how to prepare the kind of foods that you would need? Then there, that's the main things that are upcoming. You can still register for the emergency course by either looking into the newsletter, or we will also post the links here in the chat in a second. Esther, she is the one who is going to do the next time. So Esther, I didn't see that you were here. So if you want to speak.
I do. Yeah, I want to invite everyone to the art time, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And one of the things that we're really, really going to encourage is to release any ideas that you're only an artist if you do it professionally, and to really tap into that we are inherently, by our true nature, each and every one of us, creative and artistic. And we're going to be playing with words, we're going to be playing with images, we're going to be playing with haiku, and we're going to bring some music into the mix where you can even create little simple verses to go with one of my original songs. And I also, so please come on if you'd like. And I also want to say, you can't make this stuff up. In the last emergency call, right in the midst of it, I got on my phone, and it was a warning for tsunami for our entire, Northern California, because there was an earthquake in the water and everything. But I mean, the timing to be on a call on emergency preparation and get it, and the siren is quite, and it was right after Carol was saying, perhaps the most important things are, Deborah, you may have said this too, and I know I definitely resonated and echoed it. The most important thing is the calming. the presence. And it immediately, when you get that kind of thing, my son works literally on the water. So it's immediate, and of course the calls. But so let's share, if it's okay, the marma that I one of my favorites of sharing with people, which is that you can take your hand, your right hand, you could take your pointer finger, and you can this point between your nose and your mouth, which is so easy to remember. If you like, you can take your other hand and support your head. You don't need it. If somebody, I don't know where you live, but out here the traffic has gotten nuts and people are really crazy. I've seen three running through red lights, fast. So in traffic, I don't do this whole thing and I don't do it with breath, but I find just three, four, five, six quickly even helps. But when we have the time, if we breathe out like that, and then in one, two, three, four, five, six. And I didn't do it that long when I got the tsunami warning, but I did remember to do it. So thanks for letting me share this morning.
Well, thank you so much, Esther. Esther, there's another way you can do it when you don't have an opportunity or the time and you just want to do it quick. You use your thumb to hold your head so that you can just do. That way you're not getting involving the spine at all. That way you've got some support.
I love that. I've never heard that before. Wonderful addition. Yay.
Yay. Very good. Thank you. Cornelia, is there more?
Nope. The only thing that I wanted to say, we have definitely more calls coming up for the emergency calls. So we have the bonus call for this month is, as I said, next Saturday. And then we still have more calls in January. And we again have really important topics that we are going to cover. And so whoever hasn't signed up yet, it's still time. You can still join and still be on some of the calls live. And all the calls have been recorded. So therefore we have all the, you can go then on the platform and watch everything, and you get all the handouts that have been created for that cause. Susan?
So, hello, everyone. And I'd just like to, with fanfare and happiness, announce that our next retreat, in-person retreat together, is going to be in Sedona, June 10th, 11th, and 12th, 2025. And so we're beginning the process of the planning of that, and so excited that we're all going to be able to be together. And each week you will hear more and more information about that, and put it in your calendars and plan on coming to Sedona, Arizona to be together in person. It'll be I think our third in-person retreat, and our fourth or our fifth gathering. So really looking forward to sharing that with everyone. Thanks.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you. So we have lots of gratitudes for family members, gratitudes that family's safe. Grateful for Shifra, grateful I shared music on the train about love and that it brought joy and love to another person. That's beautiful, being in the moment. Grateful to be recovering from an illness. Grateful for an open heart and willingness to engage. That's what we're about, willingness to engage. Grateful for love and light. Grateful, Raven, I'm grateful for my computer. It allowed me to connect with you all. Yeah. Grateful for these devices. I'm so grateful for all the marvelous friends and family. Grateful for the ancient secret community. I feel connected to our humanity, Lenore, beautiful, and our potential. That's gorgeous. Colin, thank you. You're grateful for the beautiful fire in the wood stove heating me. Oh, the lovely warmth. Chris, I'm grateful for the surgeon's recent work and new screw on my right wrist. I'm also grateful for everyone else in this call. Well, I'm grateful for that too, to be able to have physicality restored. Grateful for special friends. I have my online chair yoga and the 10 a.m. Wednesday. So we'll miss you on Wednesday, Sibylla. And I love what you wrote there, Esther. Thank you for responding. And I want to say hi to a couple more people. Mei Chen, love you. Love that you're here. Levi, so glad you're here. Jane and Lynn and Grazie and Judy, thank you so much for coming. So now we get to choose our topic. So anyone that has a book, these are the instructions. You're just going to flip through, find a page. And when you do, put your electronic hand up. If you don't know how to put your electronic hand up, unmute yourself so we can tell you how. But then put your electronic hand up so we can see who has picked a page without even knowing what's on the page. Let's see what's going to come through. This is our game and our experiment and experience today. So as soon as I see hands go up, okay, I see Shifra gave me a number. I'll make, okay, I see one hand, that's two, all right, 3. Oh, wait, another 10 seconds, 4. Okay, there's seven people who have their hands raised. I'm gonna have Robin pick a number between 1 and 7. Okay, so we've got another, so between 1 and 8, Robin, pick a number between 1 and 8.
6.
Okay, let me see who that lucky person is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sibylla, could you please unmute and tell me what page number you have chosen?
Page 56.
Page 56.
My journal notes.
Oh, okay. This may be my journal notes. All right. Cornelia is going to put that up on the screen for us. And you can, if you don't have a question or anything to say, you can lower your hands at the moment. All right. So can everybody see this picture? My journal notes. Okay. So on my journal notes, they're talking about the Vata headache.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about Marmas on this page. Let me see. So above that, I want to read, it says, as I reflected on everything, my thoughts drifted to Alicia and then back to Dr. Naram. He had a way of helping me forget my inadequacies and self-perceived limitations. He opened me up to a world of new possibilities. I think that's what we're going to focus on. I'm going to read it one more time. As I reflected on everything, my thoughts drifted back to Alicia and then back to Dr. Naram. All the people in our lives, right? He had a way of helping me forget my inadequacies and self-perceived limitations. He opened me up to a world of new possibilities. Well, I must share that this book and Dr. Clint opened a world of possibilities up to me with these ancient secrets. I discovered things about myself and my own inadequacies that I was able to move past. And that is a great thing to think about at this moment. And I would love to have our discussion be about how did ancient secrets allow you to see your inadequacies and not focus on them, but to forget about them and actually look beyond and achieve beyond your self-perception. I today would not be here in front of you had it not been for Ancient Secrets. I am very introverted, and it's not my habit to be in front of people, although I'm discovering I like it. Through Ancient Secrets, I discovered that I could look for what I wanted and focus my mind on something positive in the future that I desired. And what we focus on is what we create in our world. So I see Nehemiah, you're the first one to speak.
Just a moment, I didn't expect it. What do you want me to speak about? Because now I'm confused because I didn't expect to speak.
Okay, well, you don't have to speak, but if you
But
want
what,
to, so what we're
about
focusing on is Dr. Naram,
what you are talking. Yeah, okay.
Dr. Naram and what he taught in Ancient Secrets allows us to look beyond our limitations and beyond our self-perceptions to something greater, to become something greater. And
Okay.
that's kind of what's up for topic.
So I want to be very blunt and honest. The first time that I was taught to do that was long before Ancient Secret, 50 years ago when I met my master, and I've been working on it. What Ancient Secret gave me, there are a lot many things, but in this context, it gave me a marma that when I use it, when I forgive myself and forgive others, I don't just forgive, I use the word I fully accept. So when I use this marma of forgiveness with my adaptation, because the only thing that you shouldn't adapt it about marma is a point. The points are sacred, they come from science, But the wording is that I learned kind of brought both teaching together. So the marma is I let go, I even don't use the word forgive anymore. I let go and fully accept and embrace all my limitations, all the limitations of other people. When I say embrace, it's mean I embrace everyone, but people who are in a dangerous place for me, I embrace them from a long distance. I keep distance. I embrace them spiritually, but I keep myself safe. So what Ancient Secret told me, it gave me a tool. I mean, told me many things, but in this term, it gave me a tool to fulfill the self-acceptance to another level and to include other. And let's face it, even when I accept myself, since I'm not realized yet, there are moments that I don't. So I have to keep on working on it, like all other points. And I think that's true for everybody I know, except, I'll be very frank about it, for realized beings that I was fortunate to meet. And they already live in a full acceptance all the time. But that's not the case for me yet. Hopefully soon. But I
Thank
never
you,
know.
Nehemiah. Thank you, because what we're going to do is there are some new people on the call. I'm going to show them this marma. So this is your second marma for the day, folks. So on your left hand, thumb up, fingers straight. There's this place in here. There's going to be a tender part. And you can use your thumb to support on the other side. And you're going to find that place that's tender. And I love how you phrase that, Nehemiah, which is I let go and I fully accept. And many times you may not even need to know what it is, but many times we know what it is. So let's press this 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we didn't have anything in particular. This clears channels, even though you may not have a thought. And there's a lot more to it that come in the future, but that's the basics. And I love the phrasing, Nehemiah. Shifra.
I like to add one more thing.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
One more thing. The person that's the hardest for me to accept is the prime minister of the country I come from. Takes a lot of work for me.
I'm
I
glad you're working on it.
but that's
Thank
it.
you.
It's the hardest one for me to accept.
Okay, thank you. Shifra.
Hi, if it's any consolation, I have some trouble with him too. Um, um, I think what Ancient Secrets gave me, I just remember the joy and the delight when I met Dr. Clint. Casey led me to him through, I told him where I was. I had no idea what was going on and led me to him. And when I left New York, when I went to see Dr. Clint, because he was doing I guess Marma Shakti or something like that. And I left and I was just really happy. And I think yesterday, I mean, there's been a lot of stuff happening on the national level that I find almost unimaginable. Just I can't believe how shaken I am by it. But for some reason, last night, I don't know, I was listening to the song. It's by a woman named Ricky Byers Beckwith out of Agape. It's kind of a progressive mega church in metaphysical church in I think it's in LA, and it goes love, love, love everybody, love, love, love. When it's hard to love, our loving will change the world. Share, share, share who you are, and share, share, share. Hard to share, our sharing will change the world. And it's just a very beautiful song. I'll put a link in I don't know how to I'll put a link in there. Anyway, so I was just sort of playing that on the bus on the train for somebody, and I was really into it. And then I went to this, I've had these I'm with Palestinians hearing about all this stuff, but I'm struck by how this man, with everything that's going on, he runs a center. They have programs for children. They have programs for women. They take care of animals. So in the middle of all this, he's creating all this love. And here we are having Shabbat dinner, Jews and Palestinians and a bunch of other people. And then I was at it's the end of the Sabbath thing. And just this music is just so intoxicating. I don't drink, I don't use drugs, but I was just so high. And I tend to be like the highest person there. I can't sit down, I have to stand up. And so, maybe these extraordinary times that are so heartbreaking to me, it's unbelievable what's going on. But if we can have, an equal sense of, just love and joy to bring to whatever the heartache or the catastrophes that are going on, and bring that spirit, and I really got that from this community. So mwah.
Thank you, Shifra. Mwah. Back at you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing your joy. And amidst the reality. Thank you. Joan.
Hi.
Hi.
When I got introduced to this book by Dr. Clint, I just had this overwhelming feeling like I just have to do this. I just have to get involved somehow. I don't know why, but I just felt like I had to get involved. So that was one thing that it taught me, that when your heart starts talking to you, you got to listen. And then I wanted to go to Nepal, and I thought, how am I going to pull that one off? And it worked. I manifested my trip to Nepal. So I just realized that, whatever we think is our limitation, it might not be a limitation. It might just be your belief system around it. So if you're able to just kind of play around and try to find a little crack in the armor and get through, then you'll really realize, hey, I can do this in the future for anything else that I really have a burning desire to do. So that's really one of the tangible things that I got from that quote.
Oh, very, very nice. I love it. Thank you, Joan. Beautiful.
Welcome.
Levi. So glad you're here. Hey there.
All right. I thought there was a cue, so I didn't know I was going to be next. But yeah. So hello, everybody. My hair is a little messed up today, but I wanted to say that the ancient secrets for a lot of you guys that don't really know me. Like I actually, as a young kid, I was in a foster care and I ended up in prison for a long time in my life. And so I was a totally different person. I was a really angry person in my life. And I remember watching a YouTube video of Dr. Clint, and it was the Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. And I literally had just got out, and my father had a heart attack. And my dad, he's really defensive about his health and stuff like that. So he wouldn't let nobody help him. But, you know, Dr. Clint, he told that story where his father was the same way, and his father finally said yes. And that's what stuck with me is that his dad said yes. And I remember in that moment, it like touched my heart. And I was like, I want my dad to say yes. And um, a couple years passed, and I was doing vibravision, where I was learning how to awaken my pineal gland through diaphragmatic breathing techniques, an ancient technique that was held secret for over 500 years in Java, Indonesia. And I, by the grace of everything, I got partnered up with Dr. Clint, and I didn't know who Dr. Clint was, and he he didn't know who I was, you know. And I ended up just sharing a story of my life, because he asked me how I became a tattoo artist, and I told him I became a tattoo artist by being in prison for a long time, and that it kept me. And I felt compelled by saying that to tell him that how I changed my life. And you know, but the Ancient Secrets has taught me a lot about myself, and has taught me, I think one of the biggest things is has taught me a double didi bawa, you know, in life. And that's when a situation or event arises, unexpected event arises, whether good or bad, that one is to take it as if the divine has appeared in that moment. He or she has appeared. And um, I want to share something very powerful. And what I want to share with you is last Saturday, my dog passed away, Roscoe. And a lot of you guys know who Roscoe is. And uh, in that moment that he died right here, actually where I'm standing. He died right here where I'm standing. And in that moment, he died in his sleep. And I was so grateful for that. But what I learned from that, the double Didi Bawa that happened this last Saturday, was that my dog suddenly died while I was actually tattooing. So I run a private studio, and I was tattooing in the next room, and I noticed that he was sick because he was salivating really heavy. And I had a friend who came in from out of state, and he wanted a tattoo I really wouldn't do, because if you guys know anything about me, and I told my story about doing a masterpiece and changing people's lives, I do big tattoos, I do massive tattoos, I do tattoos that really impact people's lives, like changes the way they see themselves, and I do beautiful art. And but this day my friend came in, he wanted a small tattoo on his hand, and it was 3 little tattoos. And it's something I wouldn't do, but because he was my friend, I did it. And what it was one was a Christian cross, the other was an eye, and then there was a word. It was a Latin word, and it was I'm not going to say it right, but it's momento nori or something like that. And literally while I was doing that tattoo, I heard Roscoe, because he had fallen asleep in my living room. I heard someone with Roscoe, so I got up, and he had left his body right at that moment. So like literally died while I was doing this tattoo. And I had this overwhelming comfort of peace over my body. But the thing was is the tattoo that I was doing, the word that it said, the Latin word that it said, in translated into English, was remember that one day you will die. And I think that like that's how I know that in that moment it was like really divine, because I know, and through the ancient secrets, I'm able to realize that we only have so long to live, you know, and we only have and we only have so long to procrastinate in our lives before it's all over. And that's the thing. Right now we're going through a big shift in humanity. And it is it is necessary for those with light to outshine their light to the world and to share everything that we got. And that's something that the ancient secret has taught me. And that's something that the ancient secret has brought within to my life, and the love and the compassion and everything. And I think that Roscoe's passing was one of the most powerful moments, you know, that I had experienced in this last month. And I was so grateful to be a part of it, and I'm so at peace that he passed. But I think that the point of it all was that there is no time to waste, and that we the time is now, and the steps that we need to take to heal ourselves, to let go, to move on, to forgive, to love our lives, it's now. We have to take those steps now. And you have to let go of the past. You have to let go of the things that happened to you. Whatever created you into your victim mind state or whatever, that's fine. But it's time to become strong and move forward. And that's what I've learned with my life, and not to blame, the things that have happened in my life. And so, yeah, thank you guys. That's what I wanted to share.
Wow. Wow, 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 Levi. Every time you speak, it's gold. Your experience and the way you share your passion for what you learn and for what's happening in your life and in your heart. It touches me deeply every time you share. And I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for learning and loving and living. And my heart is so grateful that you had such a mystical experience with the passing of Roscoe. I just thank you. Just so grateful for your share. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We rub our hands together and said,
Yeah, I was gonna
and
say
to
the same thing. If we could just,
Roscoe. Yeah, 'cause a lot of
yeah.
us were at the same time. Oh, we love you. You inspire us every time. And what an incredible transformation. Blessing for you, and you've blessed us all by sharing it with us.
We
Thank you.
love you, Roscoe. We love you. Thank you, Levi.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. And thank you guys for all, praying for Roscoe and the time that, when we were in Ashland. That was such a magical moment. And I'm so grateful. Like, one last thing, about my dog. I just, I hope in this next life he becomes a human, because the way he changed my life, he could change the world. I know it, you know what I mean? But he was able to show me who I was, and he was able to show me my flaws, and I loved him so much that I wanted to be the best person I could be for my dog. And so I just very blessed. So thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you again. And I'm so happy I heard
Can I-
Dr. Clint's voice.
Yeah, I just want to add in a little bit here if I can. Debra-Ann, you're leading the call so beautifully with so much love. Thank you so much. And I'm so happy I was able to be on to hear everyone sharing so far. And for those that don't know Levi's story with Roscoe, but maybe you have your own story with your own, dog or animal, and you just know it's like pure love, And there was at one point where all the vets, this was years ago, but the vets that the ones who were taking care of Roscoe's dog told him that you have to say goodbye to this dog, and Levi didn't want to accept that, and so he found all kinds of ways to help prolong the life of his dog and help him overcome that challenge. Beyond what seemed impossible, he made it possible, and then had many more years with this beautiful reflection of love, and then this moment right now is so poignant, actually. Like even one of the big stories in the book about my father that Levi shared, where he said yes, and he thought he was gonna leave this world in a week, but then thanks to Dr. Naram, in 6 months went from 12 medications to 1. But still, that didn't mean that he's gonna be here forever. And so I got to have more years with him that I never would have had, like Levi had with Roscoe, like more years in which we can enjoy and savor each moment. And for me, the gift of death, remembering that one day you will die, is that it helps us appreciate so much more each moment. Like this moment right now that you're on this call isn't an accident. This moment that you get to be in relationship with whoever you're in relationship with, that we even get to experience sadness or hurt or loss, that we get to just experience life, is such a gift. And just this morning on a meditation call that I lead, I just had an increased awareness of the gift of all of life. And like, even if for a moment right now, I just invite everyone just to close your eyes, even just for a moment, and just take a deep breath in, let out a sigh. Just take one more deep breath in, let out a sigh. Just become really present to what you're feeling as you're integrating Levi sharing about Roscoe, about everyone sharing their stories, Debra-Ann guiding this call, and just paying attention to the force of love. And as you get really still and you feel your heartbeat, thank you, heart. All the time, your heart is working to give you life, and most of the time, we're just not thinking of it. We're not aware, but it's blessing us. You can pay attention to your breath. Gift of air, oxygen coming in and releasing carbon dioxide, and just all the time your breath is working, even if you're not aware of it, just giving us life. Thank you, breath. Thank you, lungs. And become aware of the gravity, the feeling of your feet, or you're sitting on the chair, or however you're touching the ground. The gift of the earth holding us every step, holding us. Most of the time we're not aware of it, but it's just holding us. This invisible force. And then what if there's an invisible force of love just holding us, and we may or may not be aware of most of the time, but it's just holding us. Blessing us, nourishing us. And just in this moment, thinking about Roscoe, this amazing dog, not only inspired Levi, was a reflection of love for this man who's had this amazing transformation, this love story of Levi and Roscoe, and how because of his love for Roscoe, Levi has become so much better of a man. Just this force of love, this force of caring that's inspired Levi to be more than he would have been, because he cared and loved Roscoe, because he knew Roscoe loved him. Just feeling that force of love. And knowing that love never dies. The love that I have for my father, for Dr. Naram, the love that you have for your parents or your loved ones who may have passed, or your beloved furry family members. Just feeling the gratitude for how that love shapes us, how it inspires us to be more and do more than we would otherwise. And that sacred gift. And in this moment, if there's been any heartache or sorrow or trial in your life that's been a burden that's felt too great, just allowing that love to wash over, just recognizing that today you can start anew. A new chapter can be born as you approach each moment with an awe, curiosity, compassion for yourself and for others. possibility of creating, of co-creating with the divine, the dance that is your life, the divine dance of your soul with the gift of life. And right now, in honoring those that have passed, have left their body, Roscoe and Dr. Naram and my father and all those that you love, recognizing the gift that today you have a body. Today you have a gift of living fully, of appreciating each moment, each relationship, each experience, and honoring their love, that love, by living fully. By letting go of anything that it's time to let go of. Saying, I forgive and I let go, I fully accept. Beautiful words of Nehemiah, let go and I fully accept. Accept the gift that's integrated into me so that I can let love guide me from here. This gift of this life, of this day, of this moment. Thank you, Roscoe. Thank you, love. And just for like a half a minute, just reflect on what is love? What is a message? Maybe it's from a loved one that's passed, or maybe it's from some higher power, some divine force, but some message perhaps that's wanting to come through and has just been waiting for you to be still enough that you can listen with your heart. So we're just going to be silent for about 30 seconds to a minute and just see if there's any message that's meant for you today in this moment. And maybe you feel inspired to put your hands together and get some heat and then just put it on your heart to anchor in whatever is that message that's for you to remember. Love is teaching you, that love is guiding you, that love is holding you, that you're safe, that you're loved, that you're held in this dance of life. And I just invite you to take a deep breath in, breathing in all that goodness, Let out a big sigh. Ah. Take one more deep breath in. Let out a sigh. Ah. One final deep breath in. Ah. As you slowly open your eyes, just seeing the world anew. And I just even invite you, if you have a possibility, to just turn your phone or your computer so you can see all the beautiful faces. And if you feel inspired to even turn on your camera, although I know there's a lot of wiping of tears, but just so we can see your beautiful face and witness you, the gift of you in this body, in this moment, in this sacred gift of life. So good to see your faces. So good to see you, Susan and Joseph and Raven, Leonore, Esther Francis, Miriam, Machen, wow, Cornelia. So good to see you, Lynn, wow, and Jane, Gail, and Beverly, Nasib, Judy. Joan, your sharing was so beautiful. Pamela, and Katie, wow. Chris, brother, wow, Randy, oh my goodness, such a gift. Mary, oh my goodness. Katie Lawson, so good to see you here. Levi, oh my goodness, brother, wow. Well, you're such a force of love on the planet. You know, you're such a force of love. Your beingness, your willingness to be so vulnerable and honest about your journey, you know, yeah. and sharing the love and the heartbreak and the magic of it all is such a gift. Well, thank you so much. You know, I just kind of want to spotlight everyone because everyone's so beautiful. Look at Ariana, so amazing, this magical being, you know. And Albert, look at this amazing man, you know. Oh man, so beautiful. Wow. I'm just gonna say that I want to go. I'm just gonna let's see if I can. I'm having a little bit of difficulty with the spotlighting, but Shifra and Robin, Rhett. Oh my goodness, so good to see you, Colin. Wow, so good. Harvey. Oh my goodness, amazing. And Renee, Grazi. Oh, Graziella. DL. I don't think I've ever met you, but so good to be in this space with you. Where are you joining from, DL? I don't know if you can unmute yourself.
I'm in West Virginia.
West Virginia. Wow, so beautiful. And I don't know who this is, but Vata Pitta Fox Mechanic. That sounds exciting. Jacob, oh, so good to see you, brother. Wow. What a gift of life, huh? That we're on this journey together. All the ups and downs. Ilya, where are you joining from? You have such a cool name. I don't even know.
Now I'm in California.
California. What's the origin of your name?
Greek.
Greek. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's making me hungry for feta and olives. Kitty, Pope, oh my goodness, so good to see you. Wow. Amazing. Nehemiah, you're sharing so beautiful. Luke Sutton, oh my goodness. Brother, so good to see you. Terry, oh my goodness, joining from Nepal. Francisco, oh my goodness. Sue, Susan, Linda, Joshua, Tanya, Tara and Romarishi, Sharon, Wanda, so good to see you.
Thank you for
Marianne.
acknowledging me, Clint. Camera shy.
Yeah, no problem. I understand that. Robin, Sibilia, Mama Tupelo. I don't know who that's such a cool name, but I'm going to turn it back over to Debra-Ann, but thank you each for being here. If I missed anyone by some accident, please forgive me. I'm so glad that you're here. Your beingness on this planet is like, it's just, wow. There's something that that even someone reminded me of, that just sent me a message of, just about how each person, each of you, each of us that's here, like, we make more complete the experience of the divine. And like you're like Joan was speaking of, there's so much more that's possible than we realize often. But when we follow that impulse of love, like Levi did with Roscoe, oh, man, so much more can be possible. And just, there's probably nothing more important actually than that. And it's the gift that we get in this planet, in this life. And when there's like, like Shifra has mentioned several times about the challenges in the world, and all of us feel it. And that's overwhelming sometimes, but one thing that we can do is say, okay, in my world that's right around me in this moment, what does love guide me to do? And I think in the presence of this energetic vibration of these Sunday calls, or as people read the book, or as you feel guided in any way, there's some inspiration that comes in those moments where you really can let love guide you. And that you don't have to have a lot of confusion, a lot of stress. You just trust that's the next step for you. And it just makes things so simple. And I know everyone here on this call knows what that is, but yeah. I'll hand it, actually right before that, Levi, in that silence for you, and then I'm gonna go back to Debra-Ann and just let you continue with the call you're guiding so beautifully. But Levi, in that silence for you, something that love, some other message that came for you? I'm just curious.
Yes. That I must fulfill my purpose, and that the time is now for me to move forward into sharing my light as bright as I can possibly make it. See, for a long time, I kept small in my life. I played small in my life, and the thing is that that's the thing, is that the message that came to me is that the time is now. And there's no time for procrastination, and I cannot procrastinate. I do not want to leave this earth and leave my pains and struggles for the next generation to undo. And I want to help raise consciousness. And that's the thing about Roscoe, and what Roscoe taught me was that we can. Roscoe helped me unball my fist in my life. As I was telling you, I was in prison all my life. So, and that's what it was. It helped me shine my love through. And so that's the message that I got, is that the time is now to shine our light. And that's for everybody. That's for everybody, because we're all going to die soon. We're all going to die one day, and there is no more time to procrastinate. Your purpose and the things that you need to forgive, and the things that you need to forgive within ourselves, and the uncomfortabilities, and and me not sharing my light at times because I'm afraid of what people think of me, or things like that. And it's time to go into it with fear or not. It doesn't matter, because we all have a purpose to live.
That's so beautiful. Esther Francis says, yes, Levi, that is the message. I was at a memorial for a friend yesterday, and that was the message and takeaway for all of us. Joan says, the message I got was, we don't need to know the answers. Things will come to you. Nothing is permanent. Things change. Leonore says, those long moments of silence among us felt like we were united, almost involuntarily, by the laws of what they call quantum physics. Words are not prerequisite for unity. This is a conscious sangha. If anyone else has anything that you feel like love taught you that you feel comfortable to sharing, it'd be fun to see that in the chat. And Levi, yes, now is the time. And so thank you so much for showing up so beautifully as the amazing force of love that you are on the planet, with your full story that will touch and inspire so many people beyond what you ever realize, I think, in this moment. And as you unlock that in you, man, so many people will be blessed. I just want to see anyone feel that same thing, like even for just Levi to say, now is the time for this being to unlock this chapter and use all the rocket fuel of that love of Roscoe to unleash his full light on planet Earth. Like I get chills in my whole body. Wow. So let's just one more time put our hands together. Levi, this is for you and for all of us, but I love you and I'm with you. I love you and I'm with you.
I love you and I'm with you.
Love you, I'm with
I
you.
love you, and I'm so
Any
with
flip.
you.
I love
I
you
love
and I
you.
am with you.
Levi, thank
Love
you.
you.
Je votre
I love you and I am with
I'm
you.
with you.
My
Bless
heart is with
Love
you.
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 Bless
I love you and I'm
Roscoe.
with
I
you.
love
I love
you.
and I'm with you.
You.
I
I
love
love
so
you.
I
fun to see
love
him
you
And I'm
and
with
I am
you.
with
doing well.
you.
I
I
thank you and I am with you.
I love you and I
Love
am with
you,
you.
and I'm
Take
with
care.
you.
Thank you.
If I'm with you. I love you, and I'm
Yeah.
with you.
I love you and I am with you.
I love you, and I'm with you.
This was
I-
beautiful. Thank you so much, Dr. Clint and Levi, and every one of you that are here on the call. I know Robin is going to set up breakout rooms. Each one of you has a purpose. Each one of you is here for a reason. I don't know if you all feel like I felt like the divine was calling each name that was here in the meeting. The divine knows your name. The divine knows what you're bringing to the table. And that's what our breakout rooms are for. So you have a chance to actually voice what love taught you today. Robin,
They are ready.
okay.
Could we put
We
our hands together and thank Dr. Clint G
absolutely.
came and blessings on his travels.
Thank you so
Love you,
much.
Dr. Clint. Love
I
you.
love you guys so much. Oh, it's so amazing.
I love you and I am with you.
Love you and I'm with
You
you.
and
Happy
I am with
journeys,
you.
Dr. Clint.
Love
Oh,
you, love you, I'm
oh,
with
oh.
you. Love you, and I'm with you. Love
Happy
you, I'm with
journey,
you.
bon voyage, outside, inside and outside.
Love you, and I
Love you, Levi.
Love you and I'm with you.
Love you, Nathaniel.
love
Love
you.
you, Beverly.
Thank you.
Love you, and I'm with you.
Mm.
All
Love you.
right, I'm going to go ahead and open the great breakout rooms.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Dr. Clint.
Yeah. Yeah.